We're living in such an amazing time when even without a pilot license, you can show the world amazing aviation videos, just like Danny Leontief, who released a compilation of FPV clips in the 60 days since the drone has been released. He started with absolutely zero FPV experience and worked his way and his skills up practicing every day, both in real life and in the simulators. This is the result. Technology is making aviation more accessible for everyone. It's so good to see. All right, it's time for another great episode of Air Sports News. I'm your host, REGAN TETLOW. Let's go. Great news comes from the World Anti-Doping Association, who've accepted that the World Parachuting Championships Mondial will be held in Russia in 2021. Having reviewed the information provided by the WADA, the Mondial authorities acknowledge assessment that it would be legally or practically impossible to withdraw the event from Russia or to reassign it to another country. Against this background, they do not consider that the hosting of the event in Tanay will be in violation of the award. This decision enables organisers to go ahead with the organisation of the Mondial that, as things stand today, will now be able to take place. The event will take place from the 10th until the 20th of August 2021. So that was the good news. Now, unfortunately, some bad news from the board of the FAI Sailplane Grand Prix. We sadly need to announce that the Grand Prix of Spain has just been cancelled due to current COVID-19 related restrictions in this country. But good news for pilots and fans. The great team of La Serdiana will organise the next SGP Spain in 2022. Fortunately, with just a few days after the final races of the French Sailplane Grand Prix, Christophe Abadie is the GP France champion, followed by Sylvain Gabon and Maximilien Says completing the podium. The two first pilots have already got a ticket for the great final of the SGP 2021 season. Congratulations, guys. So we were very unsure about this year's Coupe du Monde Gordon Bennett race, but now we have news. The event will stay in Poland, but it will change location from Wrocław to Torun. After 85 years, Poland will once again host the oldest and most prestigious aviation event in the world, the Gordon Bennett 2021 Coupe du Monde. This year's start, the 64th edition of the competition, will take place from the airport of the Pomeranian Aero Club in Torun on August 19th till the 28th. And the Air Sports promotion crew will be on the scene bringing you all the coverage. Now it's time for my first special guest this week. She's a 29-year-old designer in London and she's been labelled one to watch by the top London bloggers. After 5 years of education studying fashion and graduating at the Arts University College of Bournemouth, she launched her own label. She's also the current Ms. GB and has started her glider licence with the team from Aerosparks. This is April Banbury. How did you get involved with Aerosparks and gliding? How did that come about?
So I first met Aerosparks a couple of years ago when I just entered Miss Great Britain.
Yeah.
Because part of the competition was to raise funds for two charities, Cancer Research and Alex's Wish.
Yeah.
And part of that, the organisation teamed up with Aerosparks to do what was called a Loop the Loop challenge. So all of the contestants, we had to raise a minimum fund in order to be able to do the Loop challenge with Aerosparks, who took us up and let us fly the plane ourselves in 2 loops in the sky.
Amazing.
And it was literally from that moment then on that I became addicted. I mean, obviously then I went on to win Miss Great Britain.
Yeah.
And with that, they asked me if I'd be their ambassador. And obviously to my delight, I was thrilled and basically chewed their arm off. But even if I hadn't have won, I still think I would have been involved with them.
That's great. So how did the lessons start and when was it and where was it?
I mean, it wasn't soon after it wasn't too long after. We started, it must have been just before the pandemic was a thing.
Yeah.
And I'd had a few flights in there, and we had a trip to Jordan scheduled as well for an air show. And then unfortunately, I think it was about April time when that got cancelled.
Right.
Obviously because of COVID.
And the whole interview with April is now available on our YouTube channel. The Drone Racing League is the global professional drone racing property for elite pilots with thrilling races on the best sports networks around the world, including NBC, NBC Sports and Twitter. And now, at last, after pandemic restrictions, we're able to watch the first real race in Boston Foundry. Take a look.
Noob at the ceiling and is out. McStrolly now trailed by a tight pack. Duncan, 32 bits, Falcon X, all within inches of each other. 32 bits moves into second, Duncan third. This is McStrolly's first place. Make that second place view. Great path, 32 bits.
NASA is expanding the test envelope for the Ingenuity spacecopter after a series of successful soaries on Mars. Last month, Ingenuity became the first lift-supported aircraft to fly on another planet. But first short flights are only the very beginning of the aerial exploration. NASA has expanded the experimental to an operational demonstration planned to stretch Ingenuity's range and explore different parts of the planet from above the surface of Mars. Ingenuity is also expected to fly in support of Perseverance's ongoing mission. NASA says the helicopter could explore nearby terrain to send back video of scientific interest or to help map suitable terrain for the rover to navigate. These additional unplanned flights are a bonus and are not a requirement for Perseverance to complete its science mission, according to a NASA statement. Before our second special guest, let me show you some good background from the world of skydiving. We chose two great videos from the base jumping world. The first one from Monte Brento, wingsuit flying, and the second one for some stunning base jumps in Nevada recorded from a tiny drone. Take a look. My second special guest is a multiple world champion from tunnel flying who has been working on his rotorcraft ratings with a view to becoming a full-time pilot. Let's catch up with Leo Blanchon. So doing a bit of skydiving right now. And tunnel?
Yeah, mostly tunnel. We have like a shitty weather, but yeah, like the next week we're gonna skydive. Oh, yeah,
They've just had the French record tryout weekend there, haven't they?
They did this. This weekend. Yesterday, they finished yesterday, but I wasn't there. I was not doing it.
Okay. And what you doing in the tunnel? Are you coaching team or solo? Or?
Yeah, no, I have a few students. Yeah, solo. I just coach a little bit. Like I have a little group of French people that I coach. I still coach. It's nice.
Okay, good. And where were you before that? Were you in France?
No, I live in Barcelona.
Ah, okay,
so
good.
I'm not far. I come here on the weekends. It's pretty nice.
So the helicopter stuff, this is really exciting. Where are you at with it right now? Where are you currently at with your helicopter flying?
I just missed the practical test. It's a bit the mess because I already had the private license in French, so I have the French license and I'm doing it in Spain.
Yes.
But I wanted to keep my French license, so we jungle between the two federation, and now I'm basically waiting that the French give me the go so I can do the test. But I finished like all the theory, like all the hours. I just need to do the final test.
Yeah. I had a big long conversation with Leo, so if you want to watch the whole chat, please visit our YouTube channel right after the show. A bounce or firm landing in general aviation is typically not a hard landing. So what is a hard landing? It happens when an airplane stalls or drops on the runway with too much vertical speed, resulting in damage to the aircraft. In avoiding hard landings, the Air Safety Institute team examines key causes that lead to hard landings. They also offer suggestions for making smooth landings that your passengers and your wallet will appreciate. Also, you'll learn how a great flying exercise can polish your touchdown skills as you prepare to flare. You can find all the information in the video released on the ASI YouTube channel absolutely for free. The pilots of the Swift's aerobatic team from Russia concluded some amazing flights during the last few days in preparation for the demonstration performances on the occasion of the group's 30th anniversary and the rehearsals for the Victory Day Parade. Take a look at these stunning aviation skills. This is about the right time that we move on to our Hero of the Week section. Benjamin Jordan prepared an absolutely amazing, very fresh video showing an amazing world record paragliding journey. In pursuit of a dream and inspired by a butterfly, an ambitious paraglider pilot attempts to fly across the United States from Mexico to Canada, relying solely on the sun, wind, and his own willpower. Travelling 2,835 kilometres on the wing, the movie is called Fly Monarcha. What you see are the best shots from the film trailer, and the pre-release is now available on the flymonarcha.com website. On the 11th of May 1964, at Air Force Plant 42 near Palmdale, a small city in the high desert of Southern California, the first prototype of the North American Aviation XB-70 Valkyrie was rolled out. More than 5,000 people were there to watch. The B-70 was designed to surf on its own supersonic shockwave, and this was called compression lift. On the 11th of May 1964, Edwards Air Force Base, Jacqueline Cochran flew a Lockheed Starfighter to the speed of Mach 2.16 over a straight 15 to 25 kilometer course. She was the first woman to fly faster than Mach 2, and she set a new FAI world speed record. On the 9th of May 1962, the Sikorsky Skycrane prototype of a heavy lift helicopter made its first flight at Stratford, Connecticut. The Skycrane was a turbine-powered evolution of the piston-engined S-60. The United States Army bought 6 S-64s for evaluation and then ordered 54 production aircraft. On the 5th of May 1961, Alan B. Shepard became the first American in space, breaking 2 FAI records for highest altitude and greatest mass lifted to altitude for his suborbital spaceflight. Shepard's achievement came just 23 days after Yuri Gagarin became the first human to orbit Earth. That's all, folks. You can, as always, contact us using the information shown on the screen right now. I hope to see you back here again next week. And remember, stay safe and keep your eyes on the skies.